My name is Tina Chen. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I decided to make this video for my patients on how to treat yeast infection yourself at home with diet and also lifestyle changes. So the first thing is we'll go straight into the diet because we won't go over what's an yeast infection. I think everyone knows, and there's tons of information online you can find. So the first thing in diet that you should avoid is sugar. Sugar is what yeast feeds on, so what you want to do is eliminate all sugar from your diet. No chocolate, no soda, no cake, no dessert, nothing sweet basically. So the only thing that's sweet that you can eat are fruits, but I don't recommend that until you get better. So when the symptoms are full on, you don't want to eat any fruits either. Wait a little bit later. So first thing. Second thing is you want to eat more garlic. I recommend you to take 5 cloves of garlic a day. And if you think it's too spicy, what you can do is just eat the cloves of garlic with sauteed vegetables. But make sure you eat 5 cloves a day, at least 5 cloves. If you don't like that, another option is to put the garlic in vinegar. And then after 2 weeks, you can eat that. It won't be as pungent, the taste. So garlic is a really great antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal natural medicine. So it's great to incorporate into your diet. And number 3 is probiotics. There are many different brands of probiotics and then many different strands. So what's important is you want to find one that can survive the stomach acid so that it gets to your intestines where it should get to. And I also recommend switching different brands every 3-4 months because there are many different brands. You can find that one that's most suitable for you. Okay. And next is yogurt. A lot of people recommend yogurt, and I think that is also good. But what you want to do is you want to look for yogurt with a live culture. So if it only says on the front label that it contains friendly bacteria, it's good for your gut, good for yeast infection, that's not good enough, because if it just says that it contains friendly bacteria, but we don't know if that's live or dead, right? So what you want to do is you want to look on the side panel, the ingredient panel, to check to see that they actually say that it's the bacteria are live culture. That's the key word that you're looking for, live culture. So most of the brands of yogurt that you find in the regular supermarkets are not going to be good enough. You need to go to the Whole Food stores to look for those. And then make sure you get the ones without the sugar. Next is no carbs. So that means no starch, no bread. You can eat millet, brown rice, barley. Those are okay, those whole grains. You want to also avoid dairy because dairy produces a lot of dampness, which turns into yeast infection. And then finally, you want to avoid all raw foods and cold beverages or cold foods. So no sushi, nothing straight from the refrigerator that's cold. Everything should at least be room temperature or cooked. So that's all about diet. I don't recommend. There are some people with a very strict diet on what you can eat, cannot eat. There's a long list to follow, and it really drives the patients crazy because you're left with really not that much to eat. So if you avoid the general ones that I talked about above, then you should be fine. Everything else you can go ahead and eat. It's not a problem. Next is let's talk about exercise. Of course, there should be no sexual intercourse during the time when you're treating your yeast infection. And then secondly, you want to also sleep by 11, because in Chinese medicine, from 11 to 3 is when the liver and gallbladder, liver is detoxing. So liver is, the liver channel is where it travels through the genitals. So to treat any kind of problems there, like an yeast infection, you want to give the liver channel a time to rest and to detox. So the best time is during that time. So this applies to everybody else with the liver issue too. If you have hepatitis or if you have fatty liver, elevated liver enzyme, you'll want to always sleep before 11, because liver is an organ that can detoxify. It picks up all the, all the, let's say, bad stuff and toxins from the body. And when it's ready to dump trash around 11 to 3 a.m., that's when you should be asleep, where it can properly get rid of it. But if you're still awake, the liver then does not have a chance to do its work. So then in this case, the yeast infection will become worse if you don't sleep by 11. Okay. Next is you don't want to use any heavy scented soaps, tampons, bubble bath, and pads. So nothing fragrant. So best to look for ingredients that are simple and straightforward instead of a whole bunch of things that you don't recognize. And the next is no tight clothing. So you don't want to wear stockings, no tight underwear. You want to go for the cotton ones, wear loose pants or wear skirts. And then next is you want to exercise to strengthen the heart. In Chinese medicine, there's a connection between the heart and the genitals, the uterus. So what you want to do is you want to strengthen the heart so that it can pump enough blood throughout the body, and especially to the lower body, to fix the yeast infection. So when you have a better blood flow, you'll have better lymph flow. And with a better lymph flow, you'll have more white blood cells that will go to that area to fix the yeast infection. So you want to exercise every day, break out in a sweat, not too big of a sweat, just mild, sweat is fine. So to make sure that your heart is strong enough to deal with not only yeast infection, but all other kinds of issues. But if you really don't have time to exercise, like I mentioned just now, what you want to do is at least tap the lower body in the inguinal area and the waist area. That's where the liver channel, the belt channel. So all the important organs associated with the reproductive system in Chinese medicine are located down there. And you want to tap those places 500 times. So I'll show you how to do that very quickly. So here in the inguinal area, what you want to do is use a hollow fist like this. And then just tap 500 times. Do it in the morning or do it in the evening. Do it whenever you're free. The more the better, but at least do 500 times a day. So what this will do is this will increase the blood flow and also the lymph flow, and it helps the white blood cells, like I was saying, to come here to kill the yeast. So do this while you're watching TV or while you're, on the computer surfing the internet, 500 times here in the inguinal area. Next is you want to do 500 times along the belt channel. This is where the dai mai is. So just tap right along here and then do another 500 times. So this will increase blood flow to treat all this area here, the problems, especially the reproductive genital problems. So 500 times with the hollow fist, 500 times here with the hollow fist. That should take care of it for you at home. So if you follow these instructions, your yeast infection should go away fairly fast. If not, you don't see the result that you're looking for, either you're not following the instructions properly, like you are sneaking in some of the sugar or carbs, or you might have some other more complicated issues. So I do recommend you then to go to your local acupuncturist who can prescribe herbs for you and give you an acupuncture treatment. Okay, that's all. So be well, everyone. Goodbye.